Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I'm journaling. I'm working in my Gnomes Nature Journal that I'm making out of this Reader's Digest book cover and pages from a book on gnomes. I've been working on some winter theme pages here at the back of the journal and having fun with the images from the gnome book and some ribbon that I bought at Michael's on sale. So I think I'm going to do 2 more winter theme pages, going backwards. And I have this fun picture of this Siberian gnome. And I have some red paper, and I have some snow. And I have some more ribbon from Michael's. So I'm going to think of a plan and see what I can come up with. I took the page from the book and I drew some red lines on there with a ruler. And I'm going to glue this down to hide the red stitching from the other page. And make it like a little journaling page. But then I thought I'd add a pop of color. And I cut out this little gnome carrying a shovel. But maybe I'll give him a little bit of a background. Make like a little gnome snippet here up here somewhere. Okay, I'm going to glue this down and work on making a little snippet. I decided to go with this other ribbon with a darker background instead of the white because I'm going to use this on this page over here. But there it is, just a little journal page. A little bit of snow and a little gnome. I'm going to put my Siberian gnome on this page. Well, you know, life just happens. The last couple of days I've been in and out of the art room trying to get some pages done. Got nothing recorded. So what I'm going to do right now is just share with you all the pages I did off camera. And I have completed the whole entire winter section. So I'm going to start with the middle because the first part is going to be the fall. And the second half of the second signature is the winter. So I'm going to start with the first page. I put a lovely snow picture from the gnome book at the bottom. I made a journaling card with a little gnome on this side and a little piece of festive ribbon. And I did a nature card on this side, and this one's about the red maple tree. And I added a bit of ribbon here that matches the card, and this is a flip. And underneath the flip is this little gnome, and he's showing you how he keeps his hands warm when the weather gets cold, and he's got them tucked into his beard. Because this book is learning all about nature and gnomes. So that's a little pocket right there. On this spread I did another little fabric flip, and this one has 3 little gnomes walking through the field. And at the bottom of the page there are 4 gnomes playing a game of tug-of-war in the snow. Well, apparently gnomes like to play games too. And on this page, I put a little gnome walking through the snow. And what he's actually doing is taking some food from the reindeer from their feeding trough. And I thought this ribbon matched nicely with the deer on this page. And this is a rather large image that I took from the gnome book. And I made a pocket out of it. And inside the pocket I have a journaling card. This one's just dressed with gray with a silver ribbon tab to pull it out. I put a little piece of picture from the book here that I had clipped off from something else, trimmed it down, and just used it on here. And this is a picture of some trees in the snow. And on this page, well, this page over here, I used that same ribbon with the deer. And I made the page red backing behind the ribbon. And the ribbon's a belly band, and I made 2 cards. I made a large one with a little gnome on his skis in the snow. This side I put another strip of that just scrap paper from the other pages. It's got a little tiny gnome down here at the bottom. And on this tall skinny card is another lovely snow image. And on the back is another journaling card and a little picture of a gnome in the corner. And I did put a little eyelet on this one. And instead of putting a ribbon, I put some embroidery floss. And I braided it because I thought that would be a good gnome thing to have some braids. This side I have another large image of a tree in winter. So I made another pocket, again using the silver ribbon on the tab. And this is a little gnome running across the field and some bad weather coming. Looks like a storm is coming. And of course this side I have a journaling card with another strip of scrap paper and a little gnome. From the back he's carrying a basket and he's walking away. This one's also distressed with some gray ink. And this is the page I started working on. So I have my journaling page with the image from the book, my little gnome, and the ribbon with a darker background, and I made a belly band. And this is a picture of a Siberian gnome. And there's 3 cards inside. The first one I traced an actual oak leaf, and I used a white gel pen. And on the back I made a little bit of journaling space and put Siberian gnome. And down here it says, the less said about him, the better. Well, apparently gnomes are pretty revengeful and tend to associate with trolls. So the other gnomes don't like him so much. And then I used this darker tan color because I wanted to match the ribbon with the red and the tan. And this is just a scrap from another piece of paper on a piece of this tan cardstock. And I put a nature journaling card here about the caribou. And then the last one, the large one, red, another journaling card with a little oak leaf here in the corner. And on this side I have some nature journaling about the white oak. So I just stacked these up. I like this combination because it matched the ribbon. And so I've already gone over this side, but I added a few more little touches. So the page with the flannel belly band, well, it's like a little pocket actually, I sewed it on 3 sides, and the little mouse. I made another little nature card about a deer mouse, information about a deer mouse. I used a scrap of paper cut off from one of the pages. And on this one that I made the little tuck with the fake button over here, I added a little picture of a lady gnome, and she's looking down. And when you open the flip, there's a little tiny baby gnome down here in the corner. And I added some more of that flannel ribbon to this side so it matches the opposite page. And I put a journaling card in there, and this has a owl. I thought this page went well because it's a lot of yellow in there. Put a scrap across the back and made a little journaling card with a lot of distressing on there. And that goes under the flap. And on this page, I had finished it before, but I added 2 new cards. I added another journaling card to the side with the lovely owl. And I thought the colors matched really nice, and I did add some of the same ribbon. It's amazing how the sparkly ribbon takes on a different look depending on what color you put it on. So when it's on the yellow, it looks a little bit different than when it's on the blue. And this page I had completed before, but I added another journaling card to this page. This one has a snowy owl and a strip of that sparkly ribbon. And I did a blue card because the journaling card that's in here is blue. Accents on it. And the last page was the little gnome waving goodbye. And that has a matching journaling card on the inside with a little owl. So the winter section of my Gnomes in Nature book is completed. And I don't know which section I'll work on next. Maybe fall, maybe spring, maybe summer. But I got a good chunk of the work done. So thanks for coming along. Happy journaling. Bye-bye now.